Hi, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon, good day from wherever you're joining us. Again, thank you so much for joining us as Access Agile Festival. The topic for today's talk is going to be agility as we use it in our nonprofits. And we're going to use a nonprofit called Agile Leadership Network at Houston, ALNH, that I am a board member of, and also my co-speaker, Melissa, is also a board member of. Before I get us too much into the content on this, I just wanted to show a couple of slides. Again, you are here as part of that Access Agile Festival. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's our vision to share with you all as part of this festival. And again, it is a celebration of events from coming across the globe from different varied speakers with different topics and experience to present, and a lot of learning, all focused on Agile, of course. I would like to start off by reading the code of conduct to get us started off. Our festival is dedicated to bringing people together from all over the world, so everyone has an enjoyable experience regardless of the gender identity and expression, age, sexual orientation, disability, physical appearance, race, ethnicity, religion, or technology choices. We do not tolerate any harassment within this festival. If you are being harassed or witness any such conduct on this Zoom call, please do notify us, notify either Melissa or myself. And I am also the ambassador for Access Agile, so please do contact me. So you will hear from us within the next 24 hours. If we do have any such conduct on this Zoom call, we will take actions towards that. Again, I appreciate everyone staying true to the code of conduct. With that, I will get us started off by doing a quick intro about myself. So this is just a collage of to do a little bit of intro about myself. Again, I am Susmitha, and I am from Houston, Texas. Professionally, I am an SPC certified Agile coach. Have a bunch of certifications in ICAgile as well, and currently testing my waters on the coactive coaching side of the house in terms of getting myself into coaching. I do participate and am a part of the board member for Agile Leadership Network at Houston. We will talk a little bit more on that. As mentioned earlier, I'm also the US ambassador for Access Agile Festival. And in my spare time, I love to connect with people, travel, and also spend time with family. I do a lot of gardening, love to listen to music, do cooking either by choice or sometimes by, again, force, but I love to try new cuisines, try cooking them as well. I'm a movie buff. And of course, if you see out there, I'm an anime buff as well, for some that can relate to that. If you do want to hit me up after this and also connect with me, I would love to do that. There is a QR code to my LinkedIn profile. I will also put that out into the chat at a later point. So before we get too much into, talking about how we used agility in the Agile Leadership Network at Houston space, the nonprofit, I want to introduce a little bit about what ALNH is actually. It is a nonprofit, Texas-based. We are in our 12th year. And of course, it is solely to promote development and of agile practices. We do offer this forum for all of agile practitioners. Initially, it was an in-person event, so in the Houston area. But with this, with us being virtual for over a year now, we have been able to connect with people across the world, across the globe, and we're super proud of that. If you want to find out more, of course, you have the website listed out here as well. Oh, and we do have a real board, of course. Like with most nonprofits, we are organized into a board, and that's how we keep ourselves accountable. And this is similar to any agile team. We are very clear on our roles and responsibilities. We do have Melissa Betts, who is on the call with me as the co-presenter to this talk. She is the president of that board. Myself, Susmitha, I head the programming side of things, making sure that we have all the speakers aligned. But of course, we've got a pool of other people and volunteers and board members that come together to make this possible, and all of us understand what our roles are and what our responsibilities are, hence clarifying and making sure that we stay true to delivering the true value for our team. From the challenges we face, again, we are a heavily volunteer based, we are a organized organization, which basically, again, we rely on the volunteer team to provide their hours to help us get through what we need in order to get our events organized. And then, of course, we, like with any organization that is based on volunteers, we also struggle with that, the fact of having huge turnover of these volunteers, and that's something that we don't have control on, because there is so many other priorities. We are all trying to juggle a lot of other things in this virtual world. So I want to go through our Trello board, and this is something that we started off as part of our journey here at Agile Leadership Network just recently, is getting ourselves organized into a Trello board. So I'm going to pull that up and talk us through some of what we've done that's helped our team stay focused, as well as get into from a regular pool of volunteers and a board into a high performing team that is pretty very well organized. So we have here, what I'm just going to go through is our programming board. If you notice, like with any agile team, we've got our statuses of where we want each of these activities to go. So we usually start off with the to-do, where we have our events and a card for every event. Every time we start to plan for it and start working on it, we put, of course, put it into the doing stage, and of course, take it through. Once we're done completing it and the talk is completed, we put it down into done. We also have some other references and links that we have out here that I'll go through in a bit. But if I'm going to pull up a card just to go through some sample of how it looks like. We typically have, again, we work together as part of the board to come together to put this information. So I start off this card by contacting the speaker, making sure that they are available. As I go through that, I have a checklist of items that we typically go through. And as I complete that, I mark them off. And then at a certain point, it gets handed off to the marketing team, who then helps us with the flyers. So it's a soft handoff, and everyone who is able to access this board, which is basically our board members and our volunteers, they are able to see the the progress on each of this. And of course, when we are ready to hand it off to the next person, we tag them on the Trello card and then we hand it off. We're super proud of this, in the fact that now we have been able to maneuver through that challenge that we've been having in the past, where if a certain volunteer isn't available, but we've got someone else pitching in to help with it, with that work that we need to get these events up, they can just get into the Trello board, pretty much read through this and get familiar with it. What we've basically done in essence is create that alignment and transparency for everyone to stay, have the same information that any one of us who's been here for a while has on these events, and as we prepare for these events. One other thing that we have found advantage to is creating templates. Anytime we have, again, we are asking for someone to volunteer their time, the biggest challenge we have is, okay, everyone's got their style of doing things, but we want to always also maintain consistency. So how do we do that? Instead of having everyone, again, do their own bit, and then we try to add additional checkpoints in the mix, what we've done is we've added templates to this. Like, for instance, just as simple as starting off with the event checklist, all the way to invitation of how we call out to the speakers or make those connections via LinkedIn or other social channels, as we ourselves as Agilists attend these other sessions for ourselves. So this is something that, again, just a quick rundown of our board. If you are curious about it and again want to get involved, hit Melissa or myself up, and we'd love to spend some more time on this with you. I'm going to move us back to, again, just to stay on track with time, I'm going to move us back into the into the presentation. But as we saw, again, the challenges we have is mainly to do with the volunteers. And again, with nonprofits, I think that's the biggest challenge. But we have leveraged the power of agility and the Trello board and, in general, getting our work organized into a transparent backlog to keep us aligned and maneuver through that challenge. So some of the key takeaways from what I've just spoken so far are, again, the visual board, whether it's Trello or any free tool of choice, you can have that backlog of items and to-do list basically to help create that transparency, which is one of those key values of agile teams. Another one is alignment. And how do we do that? By basically having a checklist and making sure that we're going through the same notion of the same steps for every single piece of work. We create that and move through that. And as soon as I get done, we know the cue for when marketing kicks in, and then goes the event organizer, the person who's hosting, and so on. Of course, the last one, by creating templates and also for trying to create for that and have them accessible. What we've done is we've built quality in, because we've already iterated through and managed to create that reusable product there. And then of course, that also helps us speed up the execution, because now we can leverage that volunteer time to do something that of value or more value for us going forward. With that, I'm going to hand off to Melissa to take over from here to talk to you a little bit more about, again, some other tips and takeaways that you can. Melissa, I think you're on mute. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Susmitha, for that. Let me know if you all can see my screen. Okay, want to make sure. We're taking it from the top here. So a little bit about me. I love learning. I'm an ICAgile certified coach. I'm also president of the best nonprofit, the Agile Leadership Network of Houston, and I am proudly the founder of the Chevron Monthly Scrum COP, where we have about 55 people join every month to learn. I also love growing. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll put that in the chat. I also love audiobooks. So it's a cheat sheet for me because I never have time to pick up books. My favorite podcast is Women in Tech with Ariana. So check that out. It has great information in a short amount of time. Lastly, I love connecting, whether it's with my patio garden. I currently have basil, rosemary, and lavender. So I'm working on mint and dill. I love connecting with friends and family, and I love meeting new people through travel. And so one of the first things I want to share with you as a tip and trick is that optics can be an illusion. When looking at this, our eyes don't always tell us what we need to know as an organization. Our board majority of minority women is not what makes us strong. Rather, it's our true diversity map. We have an intersection and cross strengths within our organization of marketing, technical people, sales, digital transformation coaches, team coaches. We also support a number and a host of languages, including English, Espanol, Mandarin, Hindu, Telugu, with a dash of Bengali and Arabic. And if you ask one of our team board members for Treasury, Eva, she also is fluent in Nolans, Native South, strong Southern drawls. So there you have it. All of those true diversity indicators is what really gives you strength in an organization. So make sure you don't just rely on the optics. Also, agility expertise should not be a requirement. Gaining agile experience and being able to learn from experts may be the most incentivizing and attractive quality your board possesses. Our board strength is, while we certainly have expert level agilists, our secret sauce is our team members who are just starting off in their journey. Also, stay within a time box. So my mom works for volunteers for a really cool organization. And what I find so fascinating about this organization who cares for the elderly is that they have a maximum 2-hour time box limit. So for example, for that elder in the community, if they needed someone for companionship, someone to take them to the grocery store, and someone to check in on them, those activities would be handled by 3 different volunteers within a 2-hour time box. As a result, they really have a lot of stability within their organization because people know that they've made the commitment to the exact time box. We're proud to say with the Agile Leadership Network of Houston, our current board, we've retained 100%. So we have a time box of 10 hours a month that we ask all of our board members. Of course, you can exceed that time limit, but we know that we're expected to do that time, no more, no less. And like true Agilists, if we've reached our WIP limits, we have to put it into the next sprint. Lastly, have fun. Informality is the key, people. We aren't at work, and we look to encourage personal and professional understanding. Also, ensure you have working agreements to establish a safe place. Each of our board members who join have a deck that they have to go through with a current board member, and they have to agree to adhere to our working agreements. So the takeaways for this: look beyond the optics for true diversity. Make sure that you have a breadth of skill sets within your board. Also look for beginner, expert, and advanced agilists. You want to make sure that you're nurturing new agility and that you're also harnessing their talent and their innovation that they're going to bring. Stick to a time box for your ceremonies. Also, ensure you're offering career growth in their board world. Otherwise, it's a boring role. Lastly, have fun. And so with that, are there any questions or comments we can answer for you? Okay, and if there are no comments or questions, I am going to turn this back over to Susmitha to take us on out.
Thank you, Melissa. I'm gonna actually I can have you continue sharing your screen. And again, we thank you for participating and being here at the Access Agile Festival. Again, as you know, it's a 3-day event. If you haven't already had the chance to attend some of the others, please do use the meetup link that you see on the screen to take advantage of this forum to connect with other people, again, learn from others. There are also going to be recordings that are going to be put up. So if you have, again, schedule conflicts or just time zone, conflicts, make sure to check us out and, view the learning library. With that, I will check us out. Thank you so much. Again, stay safe, stay brave, stay agile. Thank you for joining us today.
Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.